My name's Tim at ABC Acres here in Hamilton, Montana. This is my second take on this because I forgot to turn on the microphone the first time, so bear with me. I was out here a few weeks ago. One of our previous videos, we showed how we created this trench to utilize normal food waste to enhance biological activity in the soils and promote healthy growth for plants and grasses and such. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the lifetime fence that we just installed here in the last day and a half. Back up with me 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I spent roughly $5,000 on this fence here. A woven fence, 2 barbless wire runs on top, wooden posts. That's about $7 a linear foot for labor and materials for about a 750-foot run. Now, look what's happened over the last 4 years. We've got elk and deer coming through here. This requires me to maintain this throughout the season, year after year after year. We've got bent up woven wire where the cattle, the elk, or the deer have run up against it. So that $5,000 outlay is not a one-time fee. I'm constantly spending money throughout the seasons, year after year after year, on labor to fix this up. Pan forward 10 years from now, we're replacing posts. Maybe we're replacing other parts of the fencing that have been damaged by, honestly, the wildlife coming through. And so I could easily take the initial investment of $5,000 and over a period of, say, 50 years, I don't think you would be out of the ballpark by saying you would be spending another $5,000 every 10 years to deal with these things, again, in labor and time and materials. So you could be looking at $50,000 over the period of 50 years to maintain a fence. And maybe that's a little high, but again, I think the point that we're trying to make here speaks for itself. Over this 750-foot fence, this fence that is my south boundary line here at ABC Acres, we purchased 750 trees from a local nursery for roughly $1.25 a foot. So approximately $1,000 to $1,200 we spent on these 2-foot to 3-foot bare root plants to create this impenetrable hedge. We put them 1 foot on center. They are thorny by nature. They are coppiceable by nature. So thorny, we've got native plum, black locust. We've got English hawthorn. We've got Columbia hawthorn. We've got, what else do we have here? We have some Siberian pea shrub. It's a nitrogen fixer. We have chokecherry. So we've got some plants that, palatable wise, they're going to be tough for the elk and the deer because they are thorny. We also went with highly coppiceable species, meaning they can take the browsing by the local wildlife. Another thing we did here at ABC Acres, as a permaculture farm, we don't like to bring too many inputs into the farm, but one of the products we do bring is plant skid. It's a product approved by the OMRI, and basically it's a powdered bovine blood that you reconstitute with water, and it basically puts a very thick, stinky coating on the plants. And you do that before the buds break out, and then you do that after they've leafed out to basically create a horrible odor for the animals. And we do that because this isn't fenced up for the protection of the trees. So we have a couple things going on here for the success of the hedge: coppiceable and an application of the plant skid. So my initial outlay of roughly $1,200 for the trees is one thing. We spent the last day and a half, 4 men, installing this. Based on the pay, we're looking at about $750 in pay over a day and a half for this work. So all told, I'm at just under $2,000 for the installation of this, this hedgerow. The idea is, in the next 3 to 5 years, you're going to see a hedge that's 6 foot tall and 4 feet wide. We're going to play with the coppiceability, if such a word, of these plants by pruning them at particular times of the seasons to encourage not straight linear growth, but outward growth. We're going to want them to basically be 3 foot on each side of the fence. We're going to want them to be 6, 7 feet tall. Pan forward 8 to 10 years, and believe me, it'll be here sooner than later. We're looking to keep this maintained at 12 feet tall, 6 to 8 feet wide. This will be an impenetrable lifetime fence that will no longer require more equipment, more labor dollars. We can just let it be. The fence will act as a wind barrier, which will benefit our livestock, keeping them comfortable in different times of the season. It will require us to irrigate less because our south prevailing winds will be slowed down, so we won't get as much evaporation in one of our larger pastures that we irrigate. So that is all a benefit. We'll have nesting areas for local wildlife, local bird populations, songbirds that are aesthetically pleasing, pest management. Birds are a big part of that here at ABC Acres. It also has an element of fodder and browsing capabilities. Once these are established, I mean, we love seeing the elk and the deer in here, and they'll gladly graze on it. And our highland cattle, well, they're good, browsers. Our highland cattle are good browsers as well, so they'll take in that benefit. So, yes, I will have some upfront costs, ongoing costs from the coppicing. There'll be some dead, we'll replace those. Those are very easy to do. But again, initial upfront cost of $2,000, I could see maybe allocating another $2,000 to it over the next 5+ years, 5 to 7 years. And it's speculative, but I think that's very generous. Whereas a fence of $5,000, I think you're going to be probably having another $5,000 into it every 10 years, and you're going to be replacing it, in 12, 15 year intervals. So over a period of 50 years, you could easily have $20,000 to $30,000 into a fence that doesn't act as a shelter belt, that doesn't act as a privacy screen, that doesn't offer any sort of livestock or wildlife benefits to it. So what we're doing is we're working with nature and taking into account how these plants, these shrubs perform, and we're utilizing that to create not only a structural element that we need here on the farm, but to also enhance the overall productivity, aesthetics, and beauty of ABC Acres. So I'm very interested to know what you have done to create natural fencing in your neck of the woods. If you have any questions, you have any comments, please put them in the comment section below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Come visit us here at ABC Acres sometime. Have a great weekend. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Margaritas tonight. Woo!